Don't have a place to go. Families all across the state open up their homes.
But as News 13's Gabrielle Burkhart discovered on special assignment, the need outweighs what's actually available, often forcing the state to bend its own rules.
We've seen it time and time again.
Sorry, you hurt?
When parents screw up,
You guys drink a whole bottle of Crown?
it's often kids who suffer.
How old are you?
7:45.
And authorities are faced with tough decisions.
We are either given custody by law enforcement or we go to the courts and we petition the courts to get custody of a kid.
Monique Jacobson is Cabinet Secretary for the Children, Youth and Families Department, the state agency that steps in when kids are abused or neglected.
We definitely have a need for additional foster parents.
And that's where families like the Contrusis come in.
You know, we love kids and maybe we can help them.
People have more in them than they think they do.
The couple learned that about themselves when they started fostering 7 years ago. Since then, they've opened their home and hearts to more than 70 kids. Right now, they're among 1,300 foster parents in New Mexico, but the need is great. This year statewide, there are more than 2,600 children in CYFD custody. But there's another number that may surprise you. We looked into the amount of overplacements granted by the state. That's when more than 6 kids are allowed in one home. In 2013, there were 84 foster homes in New Mexico with more children than the state's recommended maximum. That number has since gone up. As of June this year, there are 152 foster homes in the state with overplacements. Nearly a third of them are in Bernalillo County.
Oftentimes when we have overplacements, it's because we're keeping sibling groups together.
When kids lose everything, a home, a parent, when their world is turned upside down, separating siblings can be another blow. It's something the Contrusis recognized when they took in their first fosters years ago, a sibling group of 5 kids.
3, 4, 5, and twins that were 7, and they're still with us today because we adopted them.
1, 2, 3, go! Yes!
A full house, the Contrusis currently care for 11 kids, but it came with an agreement. Their biological son, 16-year-old Josh, will stay the oldest in the home. Josh knows his family is different, but he wouldn't have it any other way.
I love it because you get to see people's lives change forever.
Placing more than 6 kids in a home, CYFD says, isn't a decision taken lightly. Workers take into consideration experience, adults in the home, and make sure each child is safe.
So even though there are more kids in that house than we would ideally have, it can still be a pretty wonderful situation.
The Contrusis have a system. School is a priority. Maria stays home, making sure kids get to counseling appointments and visitations. The children stay active. Each one has their own bike. And one more thing we noticed, no TV. They don't even own one.
A lot of times with foster children, they have a lot of catching up to do. So you don't even have time for TV anyways.
We teach them a lot of coping by life skills instead of withdrawing into television.
Jacobson says she realizes not every family can handle more than 6 kids, and CYFD is constantly trying to recruit more foster families. The Contrusis will tell you they're no experts.
They form bonds and they can talk and relate about how they're feeling, and they help each other more than we help them because they connect.
Imparting into a little child that you do have worth, you do have something to offer. You've inspired a human being. That changes the world.
On special assignment, Gabrielle Burkhart, KRQE News 13.
CYFD currently has 447 protective service field workers and a 12% vacancy rate. That's up from 340 field workers 2 years ago. To see how many foster families and overplacements are in your county and more, head to alwaysonkrqe.com.